For junior Ashlyn Rang, the game of tennis has been in her family for many generations, but her love and passion for the game started when she was just a child.
I was 5 when I started, and it started just kind of in the family. My mom worked at a tennis club. My oldest sister, started playing. My brother followed suit, not as seriously, and then I just started playing, and you know, it's just one of those things, you love it or you don't, and I loved it.
I have 4 kids, and of all my 4 kids, I would say she had the biggest passion for tennis, and she constantly wanted to play nonstop. And of course, being at the club working, it was easy for her just to come to work with me and jump on the court.
There's a lot of things I love. I love that you're in your own world. Like it's really just you out there. You're the only one who can control everything. It's very mental. It's up to you to do well. You have to put the time into it. You have to have a focused attitude. You have to have a clear head. Like, it's all on you. And I liked having that responsibility and that challenge in a way.
That responsibility and challenge has led Ashlyn to a strong college career, but could not help her overcome what was about to happen.
The spring season of my freshman year, every time towards the end, my right elbow would blow up like a balloon after every single match, and it would hurt on almost everything. And I would go to the trainer, and I could just tell by her eyes that something wasn't right. Right when season was over, we headed to Indy to the doctor and figured it out.
After meeting with the doctors, Ashlyn found out she would have to have Tommy John surgery.
I'd been fortunate enough never to be injured in junior tennis. So injuries were new to me, and we just kind of had an open mind. We didn't really think anything serious. We're going to take it by the horns and figure it out and take care of it right away, but we didn't expect it to be anything major.
Unfortunately, going into the surgery, we did not feel she was going to have the full-blown transplant.
There was a small possibility they wouldn't have to do the full Tommy John, so I hung on to that hope as long as I possibly could. And when I woke up from the anesthesia, that's the first question I asked was, did you have to do the full Tommy John surgery? And they said yes.
It was very, very hard, emotionally for all of us, but then also I think for Ashlyn too, because of her passion and her love for the game. Plus she had become so attached to the school and her teammates. And it was very hard for her to think that this was possibly something that might not continue.
I didn't get to pick up a racket for 4.5 to 5 months. So in that meantime, that span where I didn't play, I was going to the doctor, doing physical therapy almost every day.
I knew that it was a very difficult process for her, but I think what was more difficult for her was not being able to play. I remember the Michigan State match. She came up to me and was like, "What do I have to do to get better?" right after the match, and what do I have to do to play? And I was really impressed by that because I think she approached it in a humble way. It wasn't like, you know, why am I not playing? It was more like, you know, what do I need to do to get better? And I could tell that kind of mindset was going to help her overcome the injury, and I just knew that it was only a matter of time.
Nothing is more motivating than sitting on the sidelines and watching your team compete and knowing you could be out there, but you can't, and it's not your fault. Like, it's out of your control. So that has been my biggest drive, my biggest motivation.
After recovering from surgery, Ashlyn channeled her passion for the game to return to the court.
It's awesome. I mean, I'm back. I don't have any injuries. There are some little minor ones here or there, but you learn after you have a major one that any little injury, like, you're going to be fine, you're going to get through it. And at first, coming back, it was hard because I was scared I'd injure it again or something like that. But you kind of get over that really quickly. You realize everything is now fixed and just go on focusing and playing how you were. So.
The smile from ear to ear was huge, and she's a very vocal player, so you could definitely tell she was back on the court because her yelling during her matches, it was very motivating I think for the rest of the team, as well as herself, but also for us as her parents, because we knew she was back. You could definitely tall.
For Ball State Sports Link, I'm Ben Johnston.